If you missed anything going on in marketing news this month, well, we've got you covered right here on the Obsessed Marketer podcast. I'm Andrew Hayes.
I'm Joel Schmitz.
And we're in the office today.
Yeah, the new environment. I like it.
I know, yeah. We have a nice sign and a couch. It's perfect.
It's nice and informal, casual.
And there's a plan. We got a plan. But anyway, so we wanted to give you a quick little bite-sized pieces of what we all talked about this month on the Obsessed Marketer podcast, kind of recap that a little bit, and then maybe go into some of the highlights of popular marketing stories that went on that were kind of important.
Yeah, we know as a small business owner, you might not have the time to watch the news or read on your own, so we just kind of summed it up, and we're going to give it to you now.
All right, let's talk a little bit about what we discussed on the podcast this month. We just launched, and we have 3 great episodes for you. Joel, what did we talk about?
Well, at the beginning of the month, we talked about marketing channels and how to choose the right one.
Yes, and we had our boss Tom on to talk about that, and he's just such a great resource.
He killed it, yeah. And he kind of went in depth about how to know where your audience is and focus on those channels.
Yeah, and then we had a great conversation about artificial intelligence. You and Holland did that, and we highlighted a couple artificial intelligent platforms that you can use right now to kind of jumpstart your business and do some of the menial tasks that you don't, normally have time for.
So you can focus on the big stuff.
Yeah, so that's a great episode. And then also we did social media and community engagement, kind of collecting social media data. We talked to Lauren Zillick, our social media manager, who went over that.
And she went over the key metrics, what to focus on, what to look for.
Yeah, and so if you want to check out any of those podcasts or the videos on YouTube, you can click the card on the video here or check the show notes of the podcast, and we have them all for you. Okay? Perfect. All right, let's get into some of the top stories this month in marketing. Let's go. All right, Joel, we have something happening between podcast advertising and radio advertising. That's kind of like my forte because I'm a radio junkie and a podcast junkie, hence the podcast. What went on this month?
Yes, there was a company, Acast. They did some research and they found out that when you recycle old radio ads and use them in your podcast, they do not perform well. In fact, listeners prefer 3D advertisements where it's kind of like an immersive ambiance. And
I kind of heard those before, like where you can kind of hear like trees rustling, like say it's like a nature ad. You can hear like the stream. It's kind of weird in a way. Kind of plays with, like the left and right channel.
I understand it though, because like sometimes when I play like a spooky board game, I like to put on scary music or something just to really get into the feel of it.
Get into it.
Yeah,
you like the immersive experience, Joel?
I do. Yeah, so I agree with those people. But yeah, radio advertisements don't do that well for podcasting, but studies show regular standard podcast advertisements, they perform the best. They're the most effective for return on investments.
Okay, so it's more beneficial not to double dip. Because I know there's studies too when it comes to video advertisement, especially on like YouTube. Like, it's better to create a brand new YouTube ad from scratch than it is to just take a television ad and repurpose it on YouTube. It's just a different space.
Yeah.
So I get that. I think that's a really good thing. We'll have that linked in the show notes for you as well if you want to check out more from that. That was from Marketing Brew.
All right, Andrew, let's talk about some bad marketing practices.
Yeah, they're, they kind of run rampant, and I'm sure we've all seen it before. I mean, like, back in the early days of the internet, pop-up ads.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very, very annoying. I don't believe I'm the 1,000th visitor today. I don't need it flashing a smiley face at me.
I remember when I was a young kid, I believed those were real. I was like, Dad, we got a new laptop or something.
Yeah, I've always seen that. Actually, I went through one of those one time with my mom. Now I think about it now, that's probably not a good thing. No. I'm glad that now that I'm older, I can teach them all about how bad of a practice that is. But we don't really see pop-ups anymore, right, Joel?
No, it's been a long time.
Yeah. But there's one practice that still stick around a little bit. It's not very talked about much, but it's called the pop under advertisement. So I'll get into that in a little bit, but we want to talk about Yahoo, one of the biggest publishers in the United States or online at the moment. They've been kind of a recipient of bad traffic in the last year, and it kind of just came out. So Marketing Brew and the ad fraud detection company Deep Sea were talking about this. And basically what happens is with a pop under, is you visit a website, and usually the website that you view it on is usually a piracy website. It can even kind of span to adult content kind of websites.
Okay.
Whereas if you visitors going on it, they click a link, and then underneath their main browser window is another window that opens up to
under
a website. So,
Okay.
it's not intrusive. It's not like kind of showing up in the forefront, which is like, why pop-up ads don't really work that well, because you go to click them off right away.
Immediately, boom.
Exactly. So in the pop under ad, you're seeing it after you visit your site, and it's like, okay, maybe it might cause more traffic. It causes, you've been on the site for longer.
You have all that time on the site, depending on how long until you notice it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as a website and a publisher, that analytic of that viewer going to it can seem like it's a genuine view, especially when advertisers come into play.
So Yahoo was doing that.
Well, it's not for certain if it was Yahoo themselves. They've denied working with the company that's involved with it, but it's been found that clicking on some of these websites, these kind of darker websites, piracy and stuff like that, users have been redirected to Yahoo-owned sites, like their own entertainment site, their finance site, and even like TechCrunch.
How convenient.
I know. So what happens is this can be kind of deceptive to advertisers because, it's not a real, genuine impression on an ad.
Right.
And some of these ads on Yahoo are video ads, which cost more in the buying space. And so Google has came out and said that, this is technically considered bad traffic for advertisements, and even Google sometimes will refund advertisers for this kind of bad traffic.
Okay.
So when asked about it by DeepSea and a couple of other firms, Yahoo denies working with this kind of practice, and also has not commented whether or not they've refunded advertisers for this. They've also been seen as receiving incentivized traffic as well from websites like Swagbucks. Which have you seen? What
I've heard of
Swagbucks
them.
kind of
Yeah,
is? Where you click on a link or whatever it is, and you get a fake point, and then you get 10 million points, and you can finally buy a $5 gift card. Anyway,
I'm rich.
It is a tactic, it's a strategy, but it's known as incentivized traffic, and it's not seen very well as good traffic. So Yahoo came out. It looks like it's only about 1% of the traffic to their site that's been through these kind of bad traffic in a way. So it doesn't seem like it's too big of an issue. It was from June 2021 to March 2022. And so that's all there is on it right now. But it's kind of a good practice to maybe make really good, engaging content so people click on it instead of having to use pop under ads and incentivize traffic to get people to your website. Because those kind of things like incentivized traffic and pop under ads aren't going to help you with search engine optimization at all. I mean, you're not going to hit the top of Google that way because people aren't searching for it and clicking on it that way. But,
don't be sneaky.
Don't be sneaky.
Not worth it.
Good marketing practices. Come on. Joel, you play a lot of video games, huh?
I do. I love Animal Crossing. I love Nintendo.
Yeah, so this is a good topic or a good news story for any gamers out there.
Especially for us, yeah.
Yeah, and then also it's also opens up a new channel because this might be a new potential marketing tactic, strategy, and a place to advertise as well. Joel, what's going on?
Well, advertising in video games is nothing new, but you're gonna start seeing a lot more of it. This company, Anzu, they specialize in branding in video games, and they've just increased what they're going to spend $20 million towards their own company, towards getting more employees. So they're planning on expanding quite a lot. And so what we can expect is more posters and billboards in video games, logos on shirts and hats of actual real brands that you see just like in real life. It's actually surprisingly similar to the real world billboards and posters and stuff.
Okay, so what you're saying is I'm going to be playing Mario Kart, and I'll be going down the track, and I'm going to see a Kit Kat logo or a Monster Energy logo.
That is our future, and we're going to have to get used to it, I guess.
I can imagine that this is going to be something maybe potentially big for when we're talking metaverse and online universes as well, advertising and such like that. So
absolutely, yeah.
Very interesting to see.
All right, Andrew, have you heard of the beer PBR?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm pretty sure my parents drink it more than...
Yeah, really? Okay.
Yeah, well, back in the day. And also, we're fellow Wisconsinites here, so of course we have to know. Okay, so what happened over Easter? They pulled a big kind of PR thing.
Yeah, they did something
promotion.
very creative and very unlike Pabst. They had an adult Easter egg hunt, and they hid these kegs, these pastel-colored kegs, and they called them KEGG keg.
Oh, okay.
Very funny.
Oh, hi, I got you.
They hid them around select cities, including our very own Milwaukee.
Hey, let's go Milwaukee.
And if you found it, you would get, it's an empty keg, but you would get a gift card for some beer. But it was just kind of a fun way to promote their brand, especially since they don't do a lot of self-promotion.
That's true. I mean, like, kind of brings back kind of a nostalgic trip, I guess.
That was a big thing for them. Yeah, kind of bring adults to have fun again.
Yeah. Again, something I think my parents would have probably
they would have loved it.
Would have done. But that's a very cool thing, though. Very good. For
Very
Pabst.
cool. And it was actually a great way for them to rebrand too.
Yes.
Because they're often known, like you said, like parents, an older thing, kind of a working man's beer, but now it's kind of rebranded towards a younger, hipster, more like beer.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, there you go. I mean, if you participated, let us know.
Yeah, please let us know.
We'll probably show some pictures here of what it looked like here on the YouTube channel. But yeah, so if you had fun on Easter and found some kegs, well, there you go. Happy Easter to you. Happy Easter. And those are just some of the marketing stories that we loved this month, and also some of the podcasts that we released this month.
Check them out if you haven't already.
Yeah, so again, we did one on choosing the right marketing channel. We got your artificial intelligence, and we definitely have some social media data collection for you.
And many more to come.
Yeah, and if you ever want to hear about a topic or something that you want us to discuss that maybe you have a question about, you can reach out to us at viralsolutions.net. What do you got to do?
You got to click on the chat bubble and just let us know what you want to hear.
Yeah, get sent right to us. We'll talk about it on a future episode. And then if you want help with your business and maybe you don't want to end up potentially doing bad traffic, like maybe potentially, allegedly Yahoo. We don't know yet. You can work with a marketing agency that has your back, and that's us, Viral Solutions. We have a great team of really great experts and obsessed marketers like Joel and I, Holland, and everyone you've seen on the podcast so far. Here to help you with a free 50-point marketing audit. Go to viralsolutions.net. Click that little bubble on the top that says free marketing audit, and we'll run down your whole business and your website, your social media, your SEO to kind of tell you what you're doing wrong and maybe what you're doing right. Okay, and then we're here to help you.
Free.
Yes, free. Viralsolutions.net. All right, Joel, we have a great episode coming up next week.
Yes, we do. Facebook ads.
Facebook ads. With our data specialist, John Madej. He's fantastic. We're going to walk you through how to kind of set up a Facebook ad for yourself, because we've gotten questions here at Viral Solutions about how to even do that.
Yeah, and he'll go in depth about why they're important, how, and like you said, a step-by-step process how to do it.
Yeah, and make sure to subscribe to the Obsessed Marketer on YouTube. We're on the Viral Solutions YouTube channel, and you can be able to see live screen cap of that kind of process. You can follow along and kind of get an explanation from John about how to do that. All right, thanks for joining us this week. I'm Andrew Hayes.
I'm Joel Schmitz.
And we'll see you next time. The Obsessed Marketer is a production of Viral Solutions and produced by Andrew Hayes, Holland Berkey, and Joel Schmitz. Give us a rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify to let us know what you think. And send any topic suggestions to viralsolutions.net. Just click the blue chat bubble at the bottom of the page. Visit viralsolutions.net for more information on how to strategize, execute, and grow your business. And subscribe to this podcast wherever you listen.